Now let's get into the really fun part of hand paper making, and that is our art and decorative techniques. We're going to show you one now called adding color in the Deckle. This is very neat because you can add the color before the sheet is formed. You can do that with a pour hand mold. You can't do that with others. You've got a plus when you have our pour hand molds. This one that we're going to use now is the Paper Mill Pro Kit. And it is assembled in the same way we assembled the other one, but it has a special element in it, and that is this, by which you can make an envelope Deckle. So when you assemble this to make an envelope, and that's what we're going to do this time, you put that on first, then take your paper making screen on top of that, and you take the support grid, put that there like that, pull this down again as tightly as you can and latch it onto the hook and eye system there on the front. And you have your hand mold ready to go. All right, that goes into the water in the same way that we put the other one in, the smaller kit. And now we're ready for the pulp. Rather than have you watch the blending of paper again, we took 1 1/4 8.5 by 11 sheets, tore it up, put it in there, run the blender, and that is our pulp. So we take the pulp, pour it into the hand mold in that fashion, and we do need the fibers evenly distributed. So again, we use our fingers to get the fibers evenly distributed. Now, this is where the fun comes in. One of the things you also do before you do this is you prepare colored pulp. And that's not very hard. You just look for colored paper, which is dyed fibers. The paper mill does that for you when you recycle. All you do is pick them out of your wastebasket, run them in the blender, and you can prepare as many colors as you like. Now, this is very simple and achieves a fantastic effect. You take a turkey blender and you simply squirt color into your sheet. And again, you can use one or as many as you want to prepare. And you have made a beautiful 4-color sheet. You lift it, hold it level while it drains. You can rock it or not as you like. After you get to doing this, experiment, because you can get different effects also by whether or not you rock the hand mold as it drains. And did we come up with something pretty? Well, let's take a look at this. And there's still water draining from there. That is beautiful indeed. And what I did, I assume most anybody can do. So most anybody can make a sheet like that. Let's take it apart and see what it is that we have. We pull this down, that down, lift our Deckle, and lift both of these items out like that. Put that down there. And now you have to separate the Deckle from the screen, and that is done very carefully so that you don't disturb the contours of the envelope that you have made. And take a look at that. I don't know, you'd have a hard time finding a more beautiful envelope like that, and you'd find a hard time to find an easier way to make it. Unbelievable. Now, what we'd do simply would be to put this over as we did before, take the water out, then take our coot sheets, put that on there, transfer that to coot sheets, put it between the coot sheets and press the same steps that we did previously, and then take the sheet over and iron it dry. If you did that, you would wind up with something like this. This was made exactly in the steps that you saw, a beautiful envelope indeed. Notice, it is different on either side. That is some kind of a bonus that you get when you do this type of thing. You do not have the same picture on both sides. Now, if we folded these in, these flaps, like this, and folded that up and that down, we would have a beautiful envelope. There it is on the back side, and even prettier on the front side. And if you wanted just a plain stationary sheet, to use this technique that I've just shown you, this about is what you would come up with, a very beautiful sheet. And again, you'd have that two-sided effect because that's how it looks on that side. And if you wanted to do it with the smaller kit that you saw first, the paper mill, you would get something like this. There it is on that side, and that's how it looks on that side. So there is an easily done, simple way to handle color added before the sheet is formed and come up with indeed beautiful, beautiful paper. That should challenge your imagination.